You got away with murder. That's what my cardiologist tells me. He's deadpan. Makes me feel like I'm lugging around a corpse. He looks at my treatment summaries and scans, listens to my heart, then closes his eyes, lifts his eyebrows, and says, "Kiddo, you got away with murder." That's because everybody else, most of them, are dead by now. Those of us who in the 60s, 70s, and 80s were blasted by both cobalt gamma rays and ionizing radiation, aimed at these very alive mediastinal masses, strangling our hearts like tourniquets. You got a quarter? Life's a game where every once in a while, if you're very lucky, the clock could be reset. There's different kind of time in games. Take basketball. Basketball's a time's up game. 3, 2, 1, but you can watch the clock. Take baseball. Baseball is a forever game. If you're up at the plate and you could keep foul tipping, you could stay up there forever. Baseball's a forever game. Now, life is a time's up game like basketball, except it's a surprise. You never know when is going to sound. Life is a surprise time's up game. So I practice death readiness. I wear clean underwear. I got my mother's saint around my neck and my father's in my pocket. My mother's is La Madonna di Carmine or La Madonna di Monte Carmelo. The saint's day is July 16th. And on July 16th, 1928, my mother was a baby in the Bronx of 1.5 years old. And she loved airplanes. So when the plane passed overhead, she'd go to the window. And on this particular day, she pushed this chest over by the window. It was this leatherette chest with hammered push-pin brass buttons. She climbed up on it, looked out the window, and leaned too far and tumbled out the window. And she fell 2 stories into a Bronx concrete alley and a 3rd story into the sub-basement. But it was on July 16th, the Saint's Day, and La Madonna di Carmine caught her. And ever since, my mother wore the scapula on her neck. A scapula has 2 saints and watches you coming and going. A scapula's got your back. Now, my father's got 3 saints. He's got Giuseppe, Rocco, and a 3rd one, Beato Giacomo. San Giuseppe and San Rocco, he's named after. And the 3 of us all have left knee injuries. San Rocco, my father, Giuseppe Rocco, and me. The 3rd saint, nobody's ever heard of. Beato Giacomo is our private saint, our hometown saint, my family saint. Really, to know about him, you got to be related to me. When I had all the cancers, my Aunt Archangel told me she prayed novenas to Beato Giacomo. Novenas are stints of 9 days straight of prayer. 9 days straight. Wow. Their schedules, Italians are very consistent and systematic about. A sistemazione, an order to the way you do things, everything. There's no deviation. And where I'm from, in the South, which is called the mezzogiorno, which means half the day or like high noon. I mean, imagine a place whose nickname means high noon for its intensity, not only of the heat, but of everything. There's a rigid sense of time. It's still on an agrarian survivalist clock. And that's how you organize your day. This l'orario Makes it easy to make plans with friends. You never need to ask what time. If you're having lunch, you know what time. If you're having dinner, you know what time. A walk in the piazza, you know what time. There's no leeway. Let's talk the heel of the boot. La vita quotidiana, the daily life. You get up, everybody. You get up before the sun, before the heat. Let's say 0700. You down a cappuccino and a dolce, and if you're lucky, a cornetta di crema. That's the prima colazione, the first breakfast. There's something about a mouthful of warm cream when you're just waking up. It makes you go to bed happy. You want to go to sleep to wake up the next morning, because you know, as soon as you wake up, you go downstairs, buongiorno, signor. The cornetta, the hot cream, fresh, overflowing, comes right toward you. All you got to do is open your mouth. This is why Italy's got the lowest suicide rates. It's because of these cornetta di crema. You want to live to the next morning. It's a miracle. A lactating goddess. Yes. And regionally, there's specialties. The softo bombolone, bustin' with custard. And cartoccio, ooh, it's a revelation. Fresh, hot ricotta. You can't even believe how you feel when that comes in your mouth first thing in the morning. It is breastfeeding. So, you're up by 0700. You have the mouthful of cream. 0800, you're on your way to the market, to work, wherever you got to go, whatever you got to do. The colazione, you grab if you can, a panino. It's just something to hold you over, because 1300, you got to eat again. Yes, Italians are on military time. No, this is serious. If you're eating out, if you're grabbing a bite to eat, if you're early, like 12:30, the food's not out yet. If you're late, like 13:30, it's all gone. Maybe there's nothing left, like a crust of pizza. That's it. You got to be on time, exact, appunto. And if you are, it's glorioso, magnifico, stupendo, mamma mia, meraviglioso, una giornata stupefacente. You never ate like that in all your life. Even the onions, you want to hide in your suitcase. By 1400, everyone's asleep for the pisolino. That's the afternoon nap. 1600, Italians all have a cafe, an espresso, un espresso, and get back to work, or whatever they got to do. The only flexible time of day is the aperitivo. A spritz and olives, focaccia, nuts, whatever whets your appetite. It's something salty to pump your electrolytes back up so you can function through the night. This is very important. You got to function through the night. The aperitivo could be anywhere from 1700 to 1900 and lasts till 1947 or so. It's in the piazza or a bar by the sea. They will serve you a glorious glass filled with orange, sparkling wonder on a silver platter and bring it to wherever you're seated. The spritz matches the sunset. That's the point of the whole thing, the melting of the light, so you don't sundown. You drink the sunset, so you don't sundown. You take the transition of the light inside you, so it cheers you. You lift the inevitable dying of the light in a wide, shapely, big-bottom glass that rests in the palm of your hand. And you can handle it. Take your portion of it so you don't sundown. The spritz takes a while to drink. It's not fast, Savor the light, the glow, the dip below the horizon. The spritz lasts as long as the sunset. Okay, sure, you could drink 2 if you're on pace, maybe. It's a lot. It's only meant to be taken in one at a time, like the sunset. It's all about the color. You drink the light, take in the brightness. The sunset, you sip, take it inside you. All those colors between the colors that you can't really name. Let's call it orange. You could still sense the loneliness, the abyss that's always just an arm's reach away, the pit of the heart, the emptiness. But you lift your spritz like a warrior to the sunset, and it's all okay. It's a good day to die and a day to live. And like a hug from an old lover who assures you, yes, we did okay, didn't we? You weren't such an asshole as you've imagined. You could put that weight you've been carrying around, put it down now. 2000, you eat. 2100, you take a walk in the piazza. Arm in arm. Una passeggiata nella piazza. You talk to people. You walk together. Shemanin, amonin, yamoyam, shemanin. And the next day you do it all over again. And all night long you hear conversazione coming in through the window of your balcone from the cafe down the alleyway, ricocheting off the clothesline, slipping in through the slats of your shutters into your bedroom as you close your eyes for dream time. How to catch a fly ball in oncoming traffic. I grew up playing in traffic, under the arcs of balls. Balls hit high till they became small and black in the sky. The ball's going back, and all the while, you got your inner ear on the car at the intersection. You don't miss the ball. You don't get hit by the car. With a car coming at you, you face the open sky. You never miss a pop fly because a car is coming at you. You listen. You turn your ear to the horizon. The ball is in the air. Your feet are moving beneath you. Your ear tracks the speed the car is coming at you. Your eye, you keep on the ball. You know a car is coming without needing to look. You don't want to stop the car, just like you don't want the car to stop the play. With your throwing arm, you flag the car around you. You figure which side of the street the ball is favoring in the wind. You wave the car to the other side of you. You could temporarily halt the car till the ball is square in your hands. The car inches forward till you got it. Then the car proceeds. The car is your audience, rushing to find you. The car came all this way, down this particular street, around several corners, backed up, jumped the exit ramp, backed up round the corner to see you make this play. The car in the middle of the play is part of the play. It's all in the timing.